This is Photography, and I'm Boston Schulz. Rock on.
Well, what's good, guys? Beautiful morning here. Today we're gonna go check out the Nikon Z8 for the first time. We're gonna touch it, we're gonna squeeze it, and we're gonna love it. Nah. But first order of business, we're gonna go pick up Mr. Sithsince. Let's go. Rock and roll. What is it they're doing there? Oh, wow. There he is, the man. You ready to rock?
Rock and roll.
Yeah. Damn. Oh, oh, woo.
Starting route to Sammy's camera. In 5.7 miles, take the exit to merge onto I-5 South towards Santa Ana.
10,000 views, maybe. There's not going to be that many. How many other things are even sold?
Look at the size of this. What do you call it? Moonroof? Damn, man. This is crazy. Rock and roll, man. I wonder what's in those cases. Z8.
I'm on the fence. I didn't order one yet. I got the Z9. I love the battery in the Z9. This feels really good in the hand. I'm not gonna lie. So we got the Z9 over here with the same 24 to 120 lens as the Z8. I think you just need one of each.
I got big hands, so when I'm holding it, my pinky is not dangling like you would be on a Z6, Z7, but it does feel lighter in the Z9. So far, so good. First impressions, I can really work with this camera. I can really shoot with this camera. Weddings, portrait sessions. Feels good in the hand, solid. Like I said, it's the Z9 without the grip, basically. We're here with Kristi Odom, Nikon Ambassador. Let's talk to Kristi Odom right now. Kristi Odom, welcome to, well, first of all, welcome to Los Angeles, Southern California.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Nikon Ambassador Z8 is in her hand. How do you like it?
I'm pretty happy. I am obsessed with my Z9. So when they handed me this camera and gave me the campaign, I'm going, does it have the power of my Z9? And it was really exciting because it had the same autofocus. It did have the power of the Z9 in a smaller body. And me being a nature photographer and videographer, weight is essential to hike with, get out to locations, to hold the camera for long periods of time for video. Like right there, long periods of time, one spot, right? Having that lighter weight was, with the power of my Z9, was absolutely amazing for me.
What drew you to the wildlife genre?
Photography being a tool for passion, my love for nature just started growing more and more. And I wanted to use photography to help get people passionate about the planet and to help with conservation. So that's what drew me to wildlife, was just being out and feeling so grand because we have so much beauty around us. A lot of it was living. When I left my degree, I ended up moving to Australia and getting a degree in fine arts. And when I did that, being in Australia, I just fell in love with the landscape. I fell in love with the animals, and I fell in love with the ocean, and that's why I decided to pursue wildlife photography.
Do you wear camo when you're out shooting?
I actually don't own any camo, so no, I don't.
I kind of noticed that from your video. I just want to know if there was any, chance of success for those of us that don't wear camo or refuse to wear camo.
Yeah, camo doesn't really I'm not into camo so much, but I do wear a lot of all blacks.
Okay. How did you become a Nikon ambassador?
That is a very interesting question. I started speaking for Nikon maybe 6-7 years ago, and I just put all my passion into everything. I studied public speaking when they started asking me to speak, and I was told by Nikon, just share what you're passionate about. And I did that, and over the years, I built a relationship where they asked me to become an ambassador, which was one of the biggest gifts I've ever received in my life.
Were there any times in your career where you second-guessed your choice of career?
I second guess my choice almost every day, but I get reminded that, it's hard because you see so much negativity with wildlife. You see people that don't care and people that trash the planet and people that don't understand what our actions do. Everything we do makes an impact on planet. So I get very discouraged, but it's always about if I can take a little step, if I can take a little step forward to protect the planet, if I can take a little step forward to getting somebody to love an animal they may have never seen before, if I can take those little steps, it fills me with purpose, but every day I see so many things that are just hard to see in the world.
Do you feel any obligation because of what you see to sort of document that?
Every day I go through that talk with myself every day. Well, does what I do matter? And I'm like, you know what? It does. It makes a difference. And even if it is a little difference, we live in a very special place. Wildlife, we are the problem, but we can also be the solution. One of my conservation buddies always says that, and I think it's such a beautiful, beautiful thing to think, is that we can come together for protection of the planet. And as photographers, we have a tool to be visual, to share passion, to share what we love, to share our stories. So we have the tool to help protect.
What's your favorite lens to shoot?
Right now, I'm obsessed with the 800 6.3, the Z lens. I think that it might be one of my current favorites, but it kind of changes up. Yeah, that's my current favorite, 800 6.3.
That's an amazing lens. I had it for a little while, but I didn't shoot it enough, so I passed it along to somebody who was waiting for a long time. Do you still shoot film?
Great question. I do not shoot film anymore. I miss film, though. I shot film for years. I miss my Velvia 50, and I miss the look of film. But it's really cool because of all the different picture controls, so it kind of makes me feel like, oh, this one looks like Tri-X, and this one looks like this. And so I kind of have paired different picture controls.
What software do you use for post-processing, and what's your workflow?
So my workflow, I do love the Adobe suite. So for photo, I use Lightroom, sometimes Photoshop, and then I also use Adobe Premiere Pro. So I'm a big fan of the Adobe suite.
Who's your favorite rock band?
Oh my goodness. That is such a hard question. I actually, my first love was music photography, and I used to shoot for RollingStone.com. So I have so many.
No way.
But,
okay.
I mean,
one band.
I have a soft spot for the Grateful Dead.
Oh, you're a Deadhead?
A little bit, yeah.
Rock and roll, that's awesome.
Yeah.
If you were to photograph one artist, who would it be? Alive or dead?
I got that opportunity. I
Who was
photographed
that?
Prince.
Wow, photograph Prince. Kristi Odom?
It was amazing. It was like one of the highlights of my life. I mean, talk about an amazing artist. Being photographers, we get amazing opportunities, right? So.
Well, it was very nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
Thank you for being on Vahography, Rock and Roll Photo Channel.
Thank you so much.
Keep on rocking.
You too.
Here's a look at what the Z8 looks like side by side with the Z6 for those interested. A little bigger and a little taller. I think the Z8 is perfect size, especially for me. Attached is the 24-70 2.8 Z lens, which is one of my favorite zoom lenses. I can totally shoot with this combo all day, every day.
Hi, I'm Joel Bremer. I'm with Nikon Cameras. I'm an account manager for Nikon working on the West Coast. I'm here at Samy's Camera doing the Z launch for the new Z8 camera, showing it off to the general public and all the great features and setups here. The Z8 has fantastic video features. It is truly a hybrid camera, 4K, 8K, and of course regular HD, and a ton of different modes for how you shoot. You have N-Log, you have ProRes RAW video, as well as all the other standard features. So it's definitely, if you're a video shooter, it's something that's really going to work out well for you.
In terms of the Z8 supply, what's that look like? If I were to place an order today, when would I get the camera?
I can't answer exactly when you get the camera because I don't have that information, but we're being told that supply is going to be very good. And if you put an order in, with a great store like Samy's Camera, you get one pretty quick.
All right, so we got the Z9 here, and we got the new Z8 next to it with the battery grip. What can you tell us about the battery grip?
It's nice and removable compared to the Z9, so it gives you the option of taking it off. It is a little bit bigger than the Z9 with it on, but obviously smaller with it off. It takes 2 of the E&EL 15C batteries. So when both are in here, you'll get about 1.8 times more battery life out of the camera with these in here. So if you need the grip, it's there for you. If you don't, or when you don't, you can take it off and have a smaller package.
Z8 on the left with the grip and the Z9 on the right.
It's good that Nikon offers the additional grip for the Z8 buyer. However, you already know how I feel about the vertical grip attached on the Z8. It's okay. I'd rather use a Z9 if I'm doing vertical shooting. The body is constructed well. Here's the bottom of the camera. Here's a look at the battery door and the battery. Some were complaining about the car door. I have no issues with it. I actually like the design.
You just ordered the Z8. Hey, you just ordered the Z8?
Did I order the Z8? Not yet. You will. I just got an R5 though. I know nobody wants to hear that.
Pretty excited for the one who come here and see today's event. And I personally have a D50 before to come and see today. Have a I will be switch it or not switch it.
Oh, you have a D850 and you're thinking about switching?
Yes, I have thinking about switching because I do videos and photo also. Before D50 for the videos, not that exciting for me. But why now? Maybe that's a change. I can switch it.
Do you do video?
Yeah, I do video, like wedding, product shot.
Oh, you do wedding production, so this is good for you, man. Like rock and roll?
Something like that.
How do you like the Z8?
Oh, I love it. It's outstanding. It's a great camera. Very lightweight, extremely lightweight.
Hi, so what's your name?
Hi, my name's Boston Schulz.
Oh, nice to meet you. You're a concert photographer?
I am. I do primarily music photography based in LA.
So you use Nikon?
I do. I love Nikon. I have the Nikon D750 that was like my primary camera for a long time. I now have the Nikon Z6 II, which I am madly in love with. I use it all the time, and that is my primary camera. But I also just bought the Nikon Z for fun. I'm just like madly in love with it. It's so light. I actually keep it in my purse as an everyday carry.
How did you get them to notice your work, or did you have to submit something, or how did it work?
I have been posting pretty religiously for a few years on Instagram and just actively tagging Nikon because I primarily shoot Nikon and everything that I do is with them. So I was tagging them and just trying to get my work in front of people. And then I also have a YouTube channel where I was doing some like Nikon unboxing and showing off my gear and comparisons of some of the lenses and cameras I have.
Look at the Z8.
I love it. I have been so impressed with what the new cameras that Nikon's putting out. So I love all of like the autofocus is really what gets me. I'm like a sucker for a good autofocus, and the Z8 is just stunning. So I'm really excited about using it. I got to get my hands on it for a concert. I absolutely do. Just like showing up and taking photos is the first step. So there's a lot of venues that have like open camera policies where you can just show up and photograph whatever the local artists are on the roster for that night.
Taking 2 lenses, what would the 2 lenses be?
My 2 main lenses that I almost always have are the 70 to 200 2.8 and the 24 to 70 2.8, just because it's that whole range. So like you can really capture anything with that.
All right, guys, the Z8, we finally held it in our hands. First impressions, Moz?
It feels great in the hand. Whether it's going to make me upgrade from a Z9 or not, probably not. The other thing is, it was great to see it, great to hold in the hand, but I didn't really learn anything new. I've been watching too much stuff on YouTube and digesting as much content as I could, so there were no surprises, so that was a little bit of a letdown. Even though I have the Z9, it's a little tempting.
What about you, Sid?
I'll probably get a used Z8 and Z9 instead, so we'll go from there.
So I like the different form factor. If I were to invest in a second body like this, I would probably go with the Z8 only because it's different. The Z9 is built a little better.
It feels better. It feels better in the hand. It feels more solid.
And what did you guys think? Did you try the car door on the Z8?
Yes, it's flimsy. I like the I like the Z9 better.
Don't let them hear you say that back there. I want to thank Sammy's camera for letting us film here, and Nikon for putting on this event. We got to touch and feel the Z8. What is that Journey song called? Touching, loving, squeezing.
Loving, touching, squeeze.
Na 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 na. I'm not cutting it. Rock and roll, guys. Can't wait to have one of these to shoot around, do some reviews, and rock and roll. Here you go. Wow, what's this, man? There it is.
Found in the trash.
Alright guys, so after the Nikon Z8 event, we went to the Bolsa Chica wetlands in Southern California. Mozman brought his newly purchased Canon R5 with the new 100 to 500 lens, and I got to try it out. I got to spend some time with this camera and lens combination. And like I said guys, all cameras do a phenomenal job nowadays. Some strengths, some weaknesses. Here is a look at the EVF of the Canon R5, how it tracks birds in these types of situations. The Canon R5 did an excellent job with tracking, with stickiness, but I also noticed that it's not perfect. No camera is. The Z9, the Canons, no camera is perfect, but it did a phenomenal job as you see here in this situation. And if you enjoyed this video and you want more, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the Vlogography if you haven't done so, and hit that bell notification. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Rock and roll.